My alien roommate thinks I'm her stuffed toy, so she hugs me to sleep. Every night, Katie Martinez never expected her life to change when she volunteered for the Galactic Exchange Program. The 19-year-old college student thought she would spend 6 months studying alien culture in a controlled environment. Instead, she found herself assigned as a roommate to Zara, a 7-foot-tall, blue-skinned alien from the planet Velthara. The problem started on the very first night. Zara had never seen a human before, and Katie was much smaller than any species on her home world. At barely 5 feet tall with soft brown hair and gentle features, Katie looked nothing like the tall, crystalline beings that Zara was used to seeing when bedtime came. Zara scooped Katie up in her forearms without warning. Her strength was incredible, and Katie found herself pressed against the alien's warm chest before she could protest. Zara carried her to the large sleeping platform that served as their shared bed. Katie tried to speak, but Zara made soft cooing sounds and stroked her hair with one of her large hands. The alien seemed to think Katie was making cute noises rather than trying to communicate. Zara curled around Katie like she was a precious toy, holding her close through the night. The next morning, Katie woke up still trapped in Zara's embrace. She tried to wiggle free, but the alien only held her tighter, making happy chirping sounds. Katie realized with growing alarm that Zara genuinely believed she was some kind of living doll or pet. Katie attempted to show Zara that she was intelligent. She used the computer terminal to display human language and tried to teach Zara basic words, but every time she made progress, Zara would get excited and squeeze her in, what the alien thought was a loving hug. Katie would lose her breath and have to focus on breathing instead of communication. Days passed, and the situation grew more concerning. Zara would carry Katie everywhere, refusing to let her walk on her own. The alien would feed Katie by hand, offering sweet fruits and strange proteins Katie had to eat to survive, but it only reinforced Zara's belief that she was caring for a pet. The other aliens in the facility thought it was adorable. They would visit just to watch Zara play with her human toy. Katie tried to get their attention, but they only saw her movements as entertaining tricks. Zara would show Katie off, proudly demonstrating how her toy could move its limbs and make different sounds. Katie discovered that Zara came from a world where small creatures were kept as companions. These beings were intelligent, but could not speak. They showed affection through touch and were treated as beloved family members. Zara was simply following her cultural instincts, but Katie was losing her identity in the process. The breaking point came when Katie overheard Zara talking to another alien about keeping Katie permanently. Zara wanted to take her new toy back to Velthara. When the exchange program ended, Katie realized she had to act quickly or she would spend the rest of her life as an alien pet. That night, Katie waited until Zara fell asleep. The alien always held her close, but her grip loosened during deep sleep. Katie carefully extracted herself from the four-armed embrace and made her way to the communication center. She activated the emergency protocol that would contact Earth Command. Katie explained her situation to the human operators, who were shocked to learn what had happened. They had assumed the program was going well since no distress signals had been sent. Katie learned that the translation devices had malfunctioned on both ends. Zara could not understand human speech, and Katie could not properly communicate with the aliens. The cultural briefings had failed to mention the pet-keeping customs of Zara's species. Earth Command wanted to extract Katie immediately, but she refused. She had grown fond of Zara despite the circumstances. The alien was kind and gentle, even if she was misguided. Katie wanted to find a way to make Zara understand the truth about humans. Katie spent hours studying Zara's language and culture through the database. She learned that Zara's people used complex scent markers and body language to communicate with their pets. Katie realized she had been sending the wrong signals all along. The next day, Katie tried a new approach. When Zara reached for her, Katie stood tall and made the formal greeting gesture of Zara's people. She spoke in broken Velthari, the few words she had memorized overnight. Zara's reaction was immediate. The alien stepped back in shock, her large eyes widening as she stared at Katie. For the first time, Zara seemed to see Katie as more than just a cute toy. She made questioning sounds, and Katie responded with more Velthari phrases. It took several hours of patient communication, but eventually Zara understood Katie was not a pet, but an intelligent being from another world. Zara's embarrassment was obvious, her blue skin turning darker as she realized what she had done. She immediately began apologizing in her own language. Katie forgave Zara quickly. She had learned that the alien had meant no harm. Zara had simply been following her instincts to care for what she thought was a helpless creature. In her culture, this was considered the highest form of love and protection. From that day forward, their relationship changed completely. Zara treated Katie as an equal, asking about human culture and sharing stories of her own world. They became genuine friends, bonded by their unusual first encounter. Katie learned that Zara's people were incredibly protective of smaller beings. It was an evolutionary trait that had helped their species survive. They could not help but want to nurture and care for creatures they saw as vulnerable. When the exchange program ended, Katie chose to extend her stay. She had found purpose in building bridges between the two species. Her experience had shown both humans and Velthari the importance of proper communication and cultural understanding. Zara eventually visited Earth as part of a return exchange program. She was amazed by human cities and technology, but she never forgot the lesson Katie had taught her about assuming the nature of other beings. Katie became an ambassador between the species, helping to prevent similar misunderstandings in the future. She often told the story of how she accidentally became an alien teddy bear, but learned that sometimes the strangest beginnings can lead to the most meaningful friendships. The program expanded with better translation technology and cultural training. Katie and Zara remained friends for life, proving that even the most unusual first meetings can create bonds that transcend species and worlds.